Hey everybody, it's 3 in the morning and I just got back from the Alamo Drafthouse Lakeline where I saw Doctor Strange, which was really awesome. I really loved it. Another excellent Marvel movie. I haven't seen a Marvel movie I didn't like. Some of them, I mean, there are a few that are not as good as the others, but yeah, this is another awesome one. I really enjoyed this. Now I'm really sleepy and I got to go to work in a few hours, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I'll say I didn't know much about the character going in. I knew it was a Marvel character. I haven't really read any Doctor Strange comics or anything like that. I haven't seen any of the cartoons where he's appeared on. I've seen episodes of the cartoons, but I don't remember episodes with him on them. So yeah, I didn't know too much about him except he was like a sorcerer guy, and he was played by Benedict Cumberbatch in this, who was the guy who plays Sherlock, and I think he was in the second Star Trek of the reboot movies. I think he played Khan, which I remember liking that movie. I know it wasn't. It was sort of got like mixed reactions, I guess, from the diehard fans and everything. But I liked it. I haven't seen the third one yet. But yeah, he plays this like really arrogant but really brilliant, like super brilliant doctor, a surgeon, and he gets in a really horrible car accident and he loses the use of his hands. So he goes, on this search for like a way to fix his hands so he can be a doctor again, and he ends up in like Nepal or some, I believe, and looking for this group that he heard about, and it's it's one of those secret societies up on a mountain where they're like monks, and they do all that spiritual searching and everything, and he joins this group and finds out that they're sorcerers, and he starts learning magic from the leader of the group, who is this immortal character played by Tilda Swinton, and she is a really interesting character because there's a lot of parts in this movie where you don't know who you can trust, because there's a dark force and there's a group that's sort of following that, but is that really the bad guys? Because everybody's so mysterious, and Cumberbatch, he's playing Stephen Strange. Stephen Strange is always, he's trying to get answers, and nobody's being exactly straight with him. But meanwhile, he's kind of a natural at this magic stuff, and yeah, it's really cool. He's getting more and more powerful. But he's also becoming more. He's becoming a better person. As I should have said, spoiler alert, but so far I haven't said anything major, but I'll try not to give any major stuff away. But he becomes this really great wizard, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but of course it's Doctor Strange. It's an origin story. He's becoming this great wizard. It's a very Marvel style. It's not like Harry Potter wizard. It's like Iron Man becoming Iron Man. It's like he's learning to do these things that he can do now, and he's learning to be less arrogant. And of course, he ends up he was from New York, and he ends up back in New York because Marvel is like Stephen King writing about Maine. He's always, all his stories are in Maine. Most of the Marvel stuff comes back to New York City. So yeah, he becomes this sorcerer protector of New York, basically. At one point they say, the Avengers take care of the physical stuff, and we take care of the supernatural stuff. So, but I think they're going to mix it up a lot too later. I think we'll probably see Doctor Strange mixing it up with the Avengers at some point. I don't know, but yeah, it was a really fun movie. It's very much a Marvel movie, but and it's a Marvel origin movie, but it's well done. You can say those movies are kind of formulaic. This one's really interesting because there's a lot of trippy there's a lot of like parallel dimension stuff going on in this one. So it's very trippy. There's a lot of crazy, weird visuals. You remember when I had just had a Drafthouse pizza and I've got a little heartburn because it's like the middle of the night and I just had like a meat lover type pizza over there. But yeah, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a minute. But yeah, so where was I? You know, it reminded me of, if you've ever, well, I was going to say that there's like that scene in Ant-Man where he shrinks to like the super like molecular level and it's all like spacey and weird. It's like take that to the next level, you know. It's very trippy visuals from like Ant-Man or from Guardians of the Galaxy. There's this one part where he's just starting to learn about all these like dimensions and all this weird stuff, and Tilda Swinton is like narrating it. She's like explaining to him. It's just this like huge voiceover while he's floating through all this weird dimensional stuff. It reminded me of being on Spaceship Earth at Epcot Center. I guess because of the way the voiceover, she sounds like somebody who would be doing the voiceover for that. But it was really cool. This movie was really cool. It is a basic Marvel origin story movie. If you like those, you're gonna like this one. It's one of the Ant-Man was amazing. It's like that, you know, because they're different. They're not. They bring enough of their own thing to not just be like watching Spider-Man 1 for like the third incarnation or fourth or whatever. It's not just a typical becoming a hero story. It's because it's got all this. It is, but it's also got all these elements, these great visuals and stuff that make it worth watching, even though it's, you know, we've seen a million movies about guys learning to be heroes and stuff like that, but it's worth it. It's the way Ant-Man was worth it, because Ant-Man was totally worth it. It was a really fun ride. The characters are great. I'm talking about both movies. In this movie, in Doctor Strange, the acting, I mean, you know, great cast, great characters, excellent writing. So yeah, this is just a really good movie. I definitely recommend this. Yeah, I saw it at the Lakeline Drafthouse, which is here in Austin, in North Austin. I tend to go to that one the most, I think, because it's the second closest one to me. The closest one to me is the Village Drafthouse, and I like going to the Village Drafthouse, but the Lakeline one is a little more luxurious. It's the newer one. The Village Drafthouse is kind of old, and I think they're getting ready to like rebuild that one or move it or something. I don't know, but which is kind of sad because it's like one of the last old ones that we have. But I don't know. I don't know if that's what's happening right now. But yeah, the Lakeline one is one of the newer ones. It's the one with the Planet of the Apes theme inside, and that's usually where I go. There's a server there who I've had a big crush on for quite a while, but I don't think I've ever actually had her as my server. Maybe one time when I was there with my sister, which sucks because they always think you're on a date with your sister, but not that it matters. This girl, she'd never go out with me, but she's very attractive. But yeah, yeah, that was interesting. I've never had her as my server before, so yeah. I don't have much. I mean, I wish I had a visual aid. I was gonna give you, like, you know how when I review a movie I usually have an action figure from it already. Couldn't find Doctor Strange action figure. Have no visual aids. I have a note that I almost left for my server about how much I'm in love with her, but that's all I have. Yeah, I wisened up. I didn't actually leave that. I might have written like, "You're so cute," and left the, you know, on the tip, but something, I don't know, something stupid like that. But yeah, yeah, she's really wow. But the movie's amazing. Yeah. I also saw. I watched that Batman movie. The new animated one that's based on the 60s show, and that's a lot of fun. That is a great movie also. I highly recommend that one. That's an entirely different animal. I mean, that's not an origin thing. That is, I did a review of I did an unboxing of the Blu-ray because it just came out this week, and I finally watched it, and there's not much bonus features. There's like 2 behind-the-scenes kind of things. One of them is just everybody worked on the film is talking about the villains, and then there's another one that is more of about the making the film, and the movie itself. Batman, he's fighting the bad guys. They get together and gang up on him, Batman and Robin, sort of like they did in the Batman movie, the old 60s one. This is entirely based on the 60s show. It's got Adam West back as Batman. It's got Burt Ward, the art style, which is, very well done. It's made to look like that show, the characters and everything. And it's got Julie Newmar back as Catwoman. That's pretty cool. I'm so sad that we lost Yvonne Craig because I had a big crush on that Batgirl growing up. I talked about this, but yeah, it would have been nice to even have Batgirl, but they didn't even have Batgirl in this one. So I hope they make a sequel. They kind of made it implied that they'd like to do more. But yeah, it was really funny. But basically, Catwoman infects Batman she has some kind of formula that she scratches him with, and it makes him become more like a hard ass, like modern Batman. But then over time, and I didn't anticipate this, over time he actually becomes like, there's a kryptonite that gets Superman, and I don't remember if it's blue kryptonite, but it just makes him not care about anything but himself. He just becomes very like, just an I don't care kind of Superman, where he's just out for himself kind of. And that's kind of what happens to Batman here. At first, he's just becoming like a hard ass Batman, like a very modern Batman, like in the movies we get now. But then he starts to become more like he's actually tries to take over the city and he wants to rule. It was kind of weird, but it was funny because it's Adam West Batman, and it was crazy. It's a crazy movie. It takes the 60s show to the next level. Definitely recommend that if you're a fan of the old 60s show or Batman. Some people don't like, some Batman fans do not like the old 60s show. You got to separate it, guys. It's very funny, and it's a great show. I grew up watching it, of course. I was like in kindergarten watching like reruns of it. They used to show it like in the afternoons in the 80s. And I'd be there with I had like the Mego Batman and Robin and Batmobile and the Joker. I still have the Joker somewhere. A lot of paint scraped off him, but I've still got him. But yeah, so I recommend that one also. Doctor Strange and Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. One of them's in theaters, one of them's on Blu-ray. Check them out. I'm gonna go to bed, and I think I had some other stuff I wanted to say here, but I don't know. my head's all screwed up from getting the server I've had a crush on for, I want to say it's been a few years now. She probably hasn't even worked there that long. No, but I don't know. I won't say I know her name now. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want like everybody who watches this video going down to the Lakeline Drafthouse and trying to pick her up. But she's probably married. Come on. See ya. Hey, I forgot to mention, if you go see Doctor Strange, stay to the end of the credits. They have a scene at the end of the credits that's pretty important for like future stuff. I would think it's probably pretty important. But also like during the credits, they have a scene with Thor. So stick around, watch everything. Okay, bye.